So here's something wild that nobody really talks about. What actually happens when you become a parent while you're literally playing a parent on screen? And I'm not talking about some distant future timeline. I'm talking about your real baby and your movie baby being the exact same age, living parallel lives while you're trying to figure out both worlds at once. I just went through this, and honestly, the timing was insane. Picture this. I'm holding my daughter at home. She's a few months old, tiny little human learning how the world works, and then I show up on set the next day, and there's another baby, basically the same age, and I'm supposed to know what I'm doing with this one for the cameras. But here's the kicker. My character in the movie, completely clueless with kids, like hilariously bad at being a dad. And I'm standing there thinking, wait, am I method acting, or is this just my actual life bleeding into the performance? The line got so blurred that I couldn't even tell you which moments were scripted incompetence and which were just me genuinely having no idea what I was doing. But you know what changed? Something I didn't expect at all, and it's probably the most honest thing I'll say about this whole experience. Every single time a baby showed up on set after that, something in me just lit up differently. I'm talking about a complete shift in how I saw these little humans. Before becoming a dad, babies on set were just, part of the production. Cute props that came with handlers and schedules and a lot of waiting around. But now I can't walk past a baby anywhere, literally, on the street, on set, doesn't matter, without being like, hey, what's up, little person? I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's real. There's this immediate connection that just wasn't there before. This understanding that every one of these tiny humans is somebody's entire world, just like my daughter is mine. And that perspective, that shift in how you see things, it genuinely made working with babies on set so much better, more meaningful. Like I was actually present for those moments instead of just going through the motions. Now, here's where it gets interesting because we were shooting this film in Calgary, which meant I was constantly bouncing back to LA. My wife didn't come up for the shoot because, honestly, the logistics were actually easier with me just flying back and forth. You'd think that would be harder, right? But sometimes the simplest solution is the one that works. And speaking of things working, I need to talk about my co-star, because this is where the real story lives. This woman, and I'm trying to find the right words here because I don't want to sound like I'm just throwing out generic compliments, but she is genuinely one of the hardest working people I've ever stood across from on a set. Not just showing up and hitting marks hardworking, I'm talking about the kind of dedication where you can feel the energy shift when she walks into a scene. And the thing is, she's hilarious, like properly funny, the kind of funny where you're trying to keep a straight face during takes and you just can't. I'd been a fan of hers for years before we worked together, watched her interviews, seen her movies, always thought she had this incredible comedic timing that felt so natural and effortless. But being there, watching her work up close, that's when I realized I didn't know the half of it. What absolutely blew my mind, and this is the part that still gets me when I think about it, is the immediacy she brings to characters. I'm going to try to explain this because it's genuinely one of the most remarkable things I've witnessed as an actor. Most of us, we need time, right? We need to sit with a character, figure out their rhythms, their thoughts, how they move through space. We need rehearsal. We need takes. We need to build into it. But her, she can access a character like flipping a switch. 1 second, she's herself, laughing about something between takes, and then action is called, and she's just completely, entirely someone else. The speed of that transformation is unbelievable, and I don't use that word lightly. It's like watching someone who has this direct line to emotional truth that the rest of us have to dig for. She doesn't have to dig. It's just there, immediately available, completely authentic. You can't teach that kind of gift. You can't learn it from classes or books or years of experience. You either have it or you don't. And she absolutely has it. It's kind of intimidating, honestly, in the best possible way, because it raises the bar for everyone else in the scene. You have to match that level of presence and truth, and it pushes you to be better. And beyond all the technical skill and the raw talent, she's just genuinely fun to work with. Like the kind of person who makes 12-hour shoot days feel lighter, who brings an energy that elevates the entire production. Those are the collaborations you remember, the ones where you're not just making a movie, but actually enjoying the process of making it with people who care as much as you do. The whole experience made me realize something about timing in life and in career. Sometimes things align in ways you can't plan, and you just have to be present for them. Becoming a father while playing a father, working with someone whose talent genuinely inspires you, Being in that specific moment where your personal life and professional life are having this weird conversation with each other, that's rare. And I think the exhaustion of it, because let's be real, having a newborn at home while working on a film is absolutely exhausting. It actually made me more grateful for both things. I wasn't taking any of it for granted. Every moment with my daughter felt precious because I was away from her for chunks of time, and every moment on set felt meaningful because I knew I was building something while also building a life back home. It's this strange balance where nothing feels completely separate anymore. My experience as a new dad informed how I saw my character's journey, even though he's terrible at it in the movie. My character's incompetence actually made me appreciate my own stumbling attempts at fatherhood more. Like, at least I'm trying, you know? And working with someone as talented as my co-star reminded me why I love this job in the first place. Those moments of witnessing something truly special, something that can only happen when the right people come together at the right time. So yeah, Calgary, babies, an incredible actress, and me trying to figure out how to be a dad, both on and off camera. That's the story nobody asks about, but it's the one that actually mattered.